And so when it comes to me helping coach entrepreneurs and business owners, that is the skill that I bring to the table. That is the thing that I can see. I hear lots of information and I have the ability to quickly distill it down and going and understanding what's really happening here and being able to tackle it without having to sift through fluff, if you will. So after my mom and dad went to college, my mom decided she wanted to go to law school, and we moved again. And that we moved to Spokane so she could go to Gonzaga Law School. And that was definitely, she graduated from law school the same year I graduated from high school. And that is kind of where the bad part, I would call it the bad part of my life story started. And I was still hanging out with bad kids, making bad choices, and getting into extreme amounts of trouble, legal trouble, addiction trouble, and making the worst possible choices. I burned every single bridge I had. I alienated every single person I knew. I did whatever I had to do to continue to stay in the shame spiral that I was in. And that lasted until I was 25 years old. And I had finally gotten to a place where I had nowhere else to go, honestly. My friends, my family, my everybody wanted nothing to do with me anymore. And that was a really tough pill to swallow. And so I thankfully had a friend that I went to high school with who lived in Texas who wasn't around, didn't really know kind of the depth of the destruction that I had been involved in, and offered me an opportunity to start over. And so that's what I did. I dropped out of school the last quarter of my senior year in college. I was getting my marketing degree from Eastern Washington University. I had one semester left, or quarters. I don't remember what we did back then, but nonetheless, I took my final student loan paycheck that was supposed to pay for my tuition, and I took that paycheck, or that check from the school, and packed a duffel bag worth of clothes, and I moved to Texas with nothing. That was it. And we call that the last house on the block in recovery. And she did. She took me in. I moved into her home and got to start a whole new life. Didn't ever finish school, but that was, the title of the podcast is Watch Me.